Alright guys, let's go through this pretty quickly. I've got, this is 5-4 Focus and Directrix. I've done about half of them. I think it's half of them. Let's go through these real quick and get it posted so we can all get on with our night. Alright. Alright, number one, I did, okay, number one, the first part says, write an equation of a parabola with vertex at the origin and the given focus. Number one, the vertex, of course, is at the origin, 0, 0. The focus is at -2, 0. Alright, that focus, because the change is in the x, is C0. Remember that we said to find C, we take the focus minus the vertex, the numbers that changed. So that is -2 minus 0. So C is -2. We did find the change in the x, so we ended up with our equation using the x equals, okay? X is 1/4cy squared. C is -2. We multiply the 4 times -2. We end up with x is -1/8 y squared. Number 2, again, the vertex at the origin. Our focus is at 0, 4. Okay. 0, 4 means our focus is at 0C. C is 4 minus 0, and we find that in the y's. So C is equal to 4. And we're using y equals for our formulas. So 1/4 times 4x squared gives us y is 1/16 x squared. Number 3, again, vertex at the origin. Okay. Focus is at 0, -3. That 0, -3 is 0C. C is -3 minus 0, or -3. We see that change in the y's. So it's a y equals formula. 1/4 times -3 gives me -1/12 x squared. So y is -1/12 x squared. Alright, next we're going to do number 8 and 9. Now, this number 8 and 9, we're supposed to identify the vertex, the focus, and the directrix of the parabola with the given equations, and then we're to sketch the graph. Okay, I'm not going to do an exact graph. I'm just going to kind of sketch it out. Number 8. We have an x equals, so we're going to use that x equals 1/4c times y minus k squared plus h formula. We're going to be looking for the vertex, focus, and directrix. Our equation is x equals -1/4 y squared. And you will see that we don't have a k or an h, so our vertex is at the origin. A, 1/4c is equal to -1/4. We cross multiply and we end up with -4c equals 4. Divide by -4. So c is equal to -1. So our focus For x equals our changes in our c, our c is in the x position, so our focus is -1, 0. Our directrix will also be x equals, and that's x equals -c. So x is -1, or a negative -1, so x is equal to 1. Okay, you see the vertex in blue, the focus in orange, and the directrix in gray. And then just kind of sketching a rough sketch of the graph, it opens to the left. All right, do the same thing with number 9. Number 9 is a y equals, however. So we're going to use y equals 1 over 4c times x minus h squared plus k. Looking for the vertex, focus, and directrix. My equation is y equals 1/12 times x minus 1 squared. Okay, my h is at 1, my k, I don't have one, so that's at 0, so 1, 0 is my vertex. 1 over 4c is equal to 1 over 12. Cross multiply, and we get 12 is equal to 4c. Divide by 4, and c is equal to 3. Our focus, when we have the y equals, our focus is 0c, or let's try that again. Our focus, our vertex is at some place other than the origin. Okay? So, because this is at some place other than the origin, look on the front of the notes, and you will see that your vertex for a vertical parabola with the vertex at HK, your focus is at H, K plus C, because the change is in the Y. So we're going to use our H, which is 1. Our K is 0 plus the C is 3. So that gives us a focus at 1, 3. Okay, and our directrix is y equals -c. Y is -3, therefore. Okay, our directrix in purple, our vertex in pink, and our focus in red, and we get a graph that looks like our pink graph there sketched out. All right, number 12. Let's see, number 12. I think we did 12. I think I did 12, 15, and 16, if I remember correctly. We'll see. It says, write an equation of a parabola with vertex at the origin and the given directrix. So, my directrix is y equals -c. So if y is equal to 4, then -c is equal to 4. Divide by -1, and c is equal to -4. So we have y is 1 over 4c x squared, because it's just at the origin, so no h or k. So y is 1 over 4 times -4 x squared, or -1/16 x squared. Excuse me, number 15. We have a directrix at x is 6. So x equals -c is equal to 6 divided by -1, and c is -6. X equals 4 times -6 y squared. That gives us x is -1 over 24 y squared. Okay, number 16. I have a directrix at y is -7. Okay, so that means -c is equal to -7 divided by -1. So c is equal to 7. Y is 1/4 times 7x squared. So we have y is 1/28x squared. Okay. All right. Now, the next one, this is the advanced ones. Let's pause that. This is for the advanced. It's their word problem, number 17. The center of a pipe with a diameter of 1/2 inch is located 10 inches from a mirror with a parabolic cross-section used as a solar collector. The center of the pipe is at the focus of the parabola. Write an equation to model the cross-section of the mirror. And B, the pipe receives 25 times more light than it would without the mirror. The amount of light collected by the light collected by the mirror is directly proportional to its diameter. Find the width of the mirror. Alrighty. So, first of all, we've got a pipe in the middle, and our parabola is our mirror. And the center of that pipe is 10 inches from the vertex. The vertex, we'll say, is at 0, 0. Alrighty. Now, C, from the center of the circle, the pipe, to the vertex, 10 inches. That's our focal length, because it said that the center of the pipe is at the focus. So that focal length is 10 inches. So that's C. Okay, so for A, we have 1/4c x squared. So y is 1/4 times 10 x squared, or y is 1/40 x squared is our equation for the parabola. All right, next. This is where we've got to set things up. Okay, it says that the amount of light is proportionate to the diameters of the pipe and the reflector. So we're going to set this up as a proportion, okay? So I'm going to take the diameter of my pipe, 0.5, and the diameter of my dish, and I'm going to call that D. Okay, so 0.5 over D. Okay, that's the first proportion. The next proportion is the amount of light that it receives. Okay, the pipe, only just the pipe by itself, receives 1 time the amount of sunlight when it's getting just the regular sunlight. Okay, but once the sunlight is reflected off of the dish and back to the pipe, it's getting 25 times as much. So it gets 1 time by itself, or 25 with the dish, so the reflector. So we have 0.5 over D is equal to 1/25. Now we're going to cross multiply and solve for D. So D times 1 is D. And then we have 0.5 times 25. So D is equal to 12.5 inches. And that's all there is to that one. All right. The next section tells us to write the equation for the parabola with the given parameters and then graph the parabola. I've only done number 18. You need to do 19. Okay? To start with, my focus is at 3, 2. My directrix is at 0. Remember, we're using the distance formula. All right? And I'm writing the distance formula up here. Excuse me. Then I'm going to plug in my x1, y1, and my y2 into the equation. Okay, remember there's no x over there, so it's just x minus x, so we just mark it out, it's x. It's just 0. Okay, we squared both sides to get rid of the radical, so we have x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals y squared. Okay, now we need to expand out our y. There's only one x up here, all right, so we're only going to expand the y's, not the x's. Okay, so y squared, or y plus 2 squared, y times y is y squared, y times 2 is 2y, and 4. So I end up with y squared plus 4y plus 4. Remember that if you need to, pause the video. Okay, I'm going to move my y's and all of that, my expanded form, over by subtracting everything. Okay, my y squares cancel, so I have x minus 3 squared is equal to negative 4y minus 4. Now I'm going to factor out. My greatest common factor is negative 4, so I end up with negative 4 times y plus 1. I'm going to divide by negative 4. So now my a is negative 1/4. X minus 3 squared is y plus 1. I'll subtract the 1. So we end up with y is negative 1/4 x minus 3 squared minus 1. Now, that gives me a vertex at 3, negative 1. And I'm going to copy that down over here. I didn't have room to do the graph over there, so I'm going to do it over here. So 3, negative 1 is my blue dot here. And I'm just going to figure me out a couple of points here so that I can get me a decent rough sketch here. I input 2 for x. When I do that, not x, but y is negative 1.25. So I put a point at 2, negative 1.25, and 4, negative 1.25. When x is 1, I end up with 1 minus 1, so 1 and negative 2, and 5 and negative 2. And then I sketch out my graph. Alrighty. So that is number 18. Okay, that's the graph that goes with number 18. Alright. Now, I think I did 22, 23, and 25 for the last section. And this section says, write an equation of a parabola with the given vertex and focus. I did, like I said, 22, 23, and 25. 20 and 21, the vertex was at the origin, so I didn't do those. That's why I did the other three of the other four. All right. I had 2, 3 for my vertex. My focus is at 6, 3. And I can look at my equations, my points. I see that my change is in the x. I'm going to do focus minus vertex is 6 minus 2. My change is in my x, so it's x equals 1 over 4c times y minus k squared plus h. The 6 minus 2, that was 4. So 1 over 4 times 4 times y minus k is 3 squared plus h is 2. That's from my vertex. So x is 1/16 times y minus 3 squared plus 2. Number 23 is vertex at 4, 7 and focus at 4, 4. I see the change in my y's here. Okay, my C is equal to vertex minus focus, or focus minus vertex, excuse me. 7 minus, let's try that again. 4 minus 7, okay, is -3. So y is 1 over 4 times -3 times x minus 4 squared plus 7 gives me -1/12 x minus 4 squared plus 7. And number 25, vertex at 2, 9 and focus at 3, 9. So C is 3 minus 2 for 1. That change is in the x's, so we're going to use that formula. So 1 over 4 times 1 times y minus k is 9 squared plus h is 2. So I have x is 1/4 y minus 9 squared plus 2. Alrighty. And that is all there is to that. I'm going to pause for just a second because I need to take a picture of the answer key. I will say that the answer on number 9 on the answer key is not a good, it's the wrong answer. I don't know what they did, but it's not the right answer. So ignore number 9 on the answer key. What I have on the video is correct. I'm going to pause this for a second and then I'll finish out and say bye. Alrighty, here is our answer key. This is number 1 through 8. I went ahead and cropped out number 9 since it was a bad answer on the answer key anyway. And what's on the video is correct. So here is 10 through 18. There's 19 through 25. All right, guys. Y'all have a great night. I will see y'all tomorrow. Be ready for a homework quiz tomorrow. Okay? I will tell you that you will not have number 18 or 19. Number 18 or 19 will not be on the, and number 17. 17, 18, and 19 will not be on the quiz. But any of the others could be. All right. Y'all have a great night. Bye.